Hey everybody, it's Julie from Quilts Plus in Kalamazoo, Michigan. We are going to be kicking off this new year right. It's 2021. Thank you, Lord. We have made it through 2020. You guys have been amazing as our customers. We appreciate you so much. Well, let's get right to it. This is a celebration of our 2021 sampler block, and we are doing online instructions. So that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today, your January 2021 block. You've either chosen the Garden of Dreams sampler or you've chosen the Batik Blue Green. Each of these blocks includes your fabric and your pattern for $5 every month. So if you're seeing this video and you haven't signed up yet, we have easily that's available to you. Our phone number is 269-383-1790. But let's get started on our instructions this afternoon, or this evening, depending on when you're joining us. We are actually featuring this sampler, and one thing that I like to do in each of the videos that I've done before in the past is focus on our sampler block of the month and also the shortcut tools that go along with it. So you may hear me talk about shortcut tools, and in the instructions that you have, you're going to be able to see what those are, and we have those in the store. So keep that in mind as we go along, as I give the instructions, okay? So the first thing you're going to do is grab the fabrics out that you have that were included in your packet, lay those out, and you're going to be trimming off the selvages on each set of those fabrics so that you can cut your blocks the correct size. So for your light fabric, that is going to be A and C. So for the first one, for A, you're going to be trimming your block to 3 inches. You're going to do 4 of those at 3 inches. And then you're going to be trimming, you're going to be doing those, you'll do 4 of those. Then for the light fabric again, for fabric C, you're going to be trimming 6 of those to 3 3/8 square. Okay, then for your dark fabric, which is going to be B, you're going to be trimming 6 of those at 3 3/8 inches. Then from there, now that you've got that done, you've got those squares all cut and ready to go, you're going to take the light and the dark squares that are the 3 3/8, and you're going to be cross-cutting those. So cross-cut those fabrics, which are the B and the C fabrics, because you're going to be sewing those together. All right. Block assembly, you always want to keep in mind that when you're sewing those blocks together, once you've cross-cut those, you want to use your 1/4 inch seam, and you're also going to be chain sewing at this point too, to keep it a little bit simpler for yourself, and it also make the process go a little bit quicker. So you are going to be using your shortcut tool. Once you've sewn your light and your dark cross-cut pieces together, so let me go back just a second. You've cross-cut your light and your dark, which would be fabric C and B. Those have been cross-cut. Now you're going to assemble those together. Okay, so it's a half square triangle. You'll be sewing those using your 1/4 inch seam allowance. Also, I would like you to make sure that you have the correct needle that you're going to need. The needle that you need is a 70-10. It's a universal needle. We have those here at the store if you need one. For your machine, just make sure you have a clean, fresh needle when you get started, because that, having the correct tools when you're doing these projects is going to make all the difference in the world. Nobody needs that kind of frustration when you're trying to just make things fit together properly. You're trying to get your 1/4 inch seam correct. Let's just start from the beginning and make sure that you have everything you need and you're ready to go, okay? So that being said, now you have those cross-cut pieces ready to go and you're ready to sew those together. You're going to use your 1/4 inch seam, and you're going to chain sew those. That's what I chose to do in this situation. Just take one, place it on top of the other one, do your 1/4 inch seam, sew that, then take your next set, sew that, and so on and so forth. Once that's done, I actually use it's called a cutting gizmo, and it makes it really simple to just pop those apart. And it's almost like it's got a little razor blade in it instead of trying to trim every single one. I know that I have sometimes had problems with my hands, and so this just saves me wear and tear on my hands. And I don't have to keep snipping every single one apart. So I just take that, and you'll see in your step there, when I talk about that, you're going to be, it's step 6, and you'll see what that looks like in your picture and the photo that we have there that's enclosed in your instructions. So you'll see how that looks, and you certainly can give us a call. But just, you know what, for future use when you're doing chain sewing, this is also a nice thing to have just as you move forward. So once you've got those snipped apart or just taken apart, then you're going to open up those half square triangles, and you're going to iron your seams open. I use, of course, I use my smaller iron, but you can use your larger one, and then I use my 9-inch. Then I use my strip stick to just elevate those seams so it's easy to be able to iron those open. And then from there, once they're ironed open, you're going to need to trim them. So using your, we have a 6-inch itty bitty 8s ruler, which I've used in some other projects. This will serve you well. You will love this 6-inch itty bitty 8s ruler. We have that available in the store. And you'll notice that as you cut your pieces today, that you are doing 3 3/8 inch squares. Now, some of you are masterminds when it comes to your rulers. I am not one of them. So I decided, listen, I need something that will help me as I move along on this, and I'm trying to cut these apart. I get enough issues as it is. So I grabbed the 6-inch itty bitty 8s ruler, and it's got everything that's from 1/8 all the way to 7/8, and it just makes the process go so much quicker. And it saves on the eyes, I can tell you that much. So you're going to trim those blocks to 3 3/8 inches, just trimming off those little tips that are there. And that's in step 7 in your picture. So you're going to lay out your block now. So you've got those ironed open, they're nice and flat, and you're going to lay out your block following your instructions that are there in step 8. And then 9, you're going to sew those quadrants together carefully. So keep this in mind as you're doing that. When you're sewing those half square triangles together, you want to iron those seams open as you go, obviously. But you also want to make sure that you have those pinned perfectly so they match up perfectly, so that when you are sewing those together, those seams match, and then your points will look correct as this block comes together, and you'll notice that it's a star. So you'll see that. Now, the last thing I just wanted to share with you is that this block is going to be measuring 10.5 inches. So you'll just trim your block to 10.5 inches, and then you are ready to go for the next one for next month. I also wanted to share one more thing, and I don't know if I told you this at the beginning, I don't think I did, but we are going to be doing a sampler block of the month club, and that is going to be on our Facebook page, and you can join that. We'd love to see your progress as you move forward, because you know what, we don't know what the future holds, but we do know that it's nice to stay connected. So remember that we do have a block of the month club that we're doing so that you can share your progress, and we love to see that. Again, if you have any questions, need shortcut tools, we're here for you. Give us a call at 269-383-1790. You guys are amazing. We miss you. Come visit us. Our store hours are 10 to 5 Monday through Friday, and Saturday 10 to 3. Take care, everybody.